Hello, konnichiwa, g'day, yokoso, welcome. I'm Luke from Overland Campers Japan, and in this video we're going to do an introduction and walkthrough of our new Land Rover Defender 110 County Pack. Let's get started. So let's start from the rear trunk of the Defender. Firstly, open the rear door to its full extent, and here you'll see the full Overland kitchen that we've custom built and installed in the Defender. The first thing you'll see is this control panel. We want to simply turn it on, and from here you can control power to the fridge, to the toaster oven, to the interior cargo lights, to the outdoor camping lights, and of course the rock button will give power to the roof tent. So now that our fridge is on, it's a very simple open and close, and it has a freezer functionality as well. On top of the fridge, we have our portable ovens, and this is fixed into place. It's great for doing meat pies or even cooking a small roast dinner. Next to the oven, you'll find access to Japanese power, both 110 volt power and 5 volt USB power for charging your lights and devices. Next, we have our drawer system. To open, it's a very simple pull the yellow levers up once and let the drawer system open. Inside the drawer, you'll find your camping chairs, you'll find your pots and pans and a toasted sandwich maker for cooking. You'll find a spare gas cassette bomb for the gas cooker, lighters and camp lights. You'll also find the fire pit. In Japan, the campgrounds will sell you wood and or charcoal for your fire pit, and we also do provide a fire blanket if requested. To close, simply push in until it locks nice and tight. Next is the pull-out kitchen drawer. First, you have the yellow levers. Simply pull it out all the way to it goes click and locks into position. Next, we also have the blue levers pushing down, and you'll find a typical Asian gas cooker. Here you'll find salt and pepper, olive oil and other cooking essentials, as well as an Italian mocha pot for your coffee. In the end, we have cups, bowls, saucers and plates, and in these black bags here you'll find all your cooking and eating tools provided for you. In the center section, we have a chopping board and a workspace for you. Closing the system is the same process in reverse, all the way in until it clicks nice and securely. In the side section next to the table, you'll also find a handy stool for people that are a little bit shorter than me. It helps with accessing some of the equipment on the vehicle. On the rear door, there's handy paper towels and also kitchen towels for you to use. To close the rear door, make sure everything is in a secure position, and you can simply close the rear trunk. On the rear spare tire, you'll find this bag which has multiple use cases. Number one, it's a great place to store excess wood for the wood fire. Number two, we'll provide some bin liners, and you can also use this as your bin to keep your rubbish from outside of the vehicle. Just remember to dispose of your rubbish before bringing the car back to the Overland Campers Japan garage. Next, we'll move on to the side Gullwing container box. Coming around to the driver's side of the vehicle, you'll find this rear storage container box. And on the keys, you'll find an old-fashioned key. Very simply, insert and open the Gullwing. Inside the container here, you'll find all your supplies for cleaning and keeping everything well maintained. There's also some gloves for handling wood for the campfire, a handy axe, and there's also some insect coil repellent. Finally, to simply close, you don't need the key. You simply push down until you hear click, and it's nice and secure and closed. Before heading into the driver's cabin, we can also talk about the gasoline of this car. The 110 County Defender is a diesel vehicle. To access the fuel tank, very simply push and it will open. Here you'll find diesel and diesel written in many locations. Remember to fill the vehicle before returning the car back to us. To close, very simply push and close. Let's move on to the driver's cabin. Ahead of your rental, the team at Overland Campers Japan will turn on and enable the portable battery system for you. However, during your trip, if you need to do a manual on or off, you very simply push this button here to turn on the system. And here you can also push the display button to get a reading of the power coming in and the power coming out. Moving to the driver's cabin, the Defender is a keyless car and you just need to put the fob controller somewhere near the steering wheel. To start the car, it's a very simple, put your foot on the brake and push the start and stop to control the engine. It's an automatic transmission, simply push the button on the rear, up for reverse and down for drive. There's no handbrake in the Defender, simply push the P button for when you're parking. There's a place here for your smartphone so it charges while you drive. The entertainment system you can connect via Bluetooth and we recommend using CarPlay from your phone to the navigation system. In the center armrest you'll find a Bluetooth speaker. There are various charging points located in and around the dash area. ETC or electronic toll charging system is installed inside the car. So when you're on the highway or the freeway, you will see very large English sign E, T and C. And simply that's where you go. There'll be a boom gate that opens either horizontally or vertically for you. Simply slow down and drive through the ETC lane. At the end of your journey and you've returned back to our garage, within 3 days, the computer will tell us the ETC road charges for your trip. We simply send that to you via email for you to pay us back. So in short, you pay for your ETC road charges 3 days after your rental. Next, let's move on to operating the roof tent. Opening the roof tent, we return to the trunk and open the door to its full position where we have access to the roof tent ladder. Very simply, remove the ladder from its bag and put the bag back somewhere in a safe location. From here, we want to do 2 safety checks. Number 1, look above your roof tent that there's no obstructions, power lines, trees, or anything that the roof tent can possibly hit. And then number 2, we want to do a quick safety check of our ladder. We do that by lifting the first rung of the ladder until we hear click and it's nice and secure. Now, for opening and closing the roof tent, we always use the ladder at the rear of the vehicle. Very simply, connect to the connection point. Make a nice 35 to 40 degree angle to the car, and from here we can simply walk up. There are 2 latches. Undo the latches, and from here we simply push open the roof tent. The struts will simply raise it to its full extended position. Next, bringing down the bungee cord safely to the corner of the frame and the roof tent. Inside the roof tent, you'll find that there are 2 tent poles for the fly sheet. We need to take them out of the roof tent. This is one of the more dangerous parts of the setup and pack down. Be careful not to smash the tent poles into the vehicle. So on the fly sheet, we want to find the eyelet and simply hook into one end. On the corner of the roof tent frame, you'll find a hole, and then putting the tent pole into its safe place. And again, onto the right side, up and into the secure position. Now, for when we're camping, we don't go in and out of the roof tent from the rear position. What we do is we take the ladder off very simply from the bottom first, and we'll take the ladder around to the driver's side of the vehicle. It'll make sense to why later. Once again, simply connecting onto the latch, making a nice distance between the car that you're not going to hit it with your shoes, or the ladder doesn't swing into the vehicle. Unfortunately, in this situation, you can't access the second row seats from this door, just use the other side. So from here, this is how we go up and down into the roof tent. You'll find that the bedding is all inside ready for you. When you first open the tent, the pillows will be towards the rear, but for camping and sleeping, we recommend putting the pillows in the front of the roof tent. That gives you the greatest sense of space and visuals looking out. There are 3 large windows. You can simply zip open and zip close. It's very simple. There's access to 12-volt charging systems inside the roof tent. For closing, we want to return the bedding to the way we found it. So the bedding duvet must be nice and flat, and very important, the pillows back to the rear. If the pillows are left in the front, the triangle design doesn't allow the tent to close easily. So moving on to closing the roof tent, it's basically the same process in reverse. We'll take our ladder back to the rear of the vehicle. Bringing the ladder back to the rear, simply connecting the latch and back down again so that we're nice and secure. Here we have again one of the more dangerous parts of the setup. I'm tall, but if you're smaller than me, please use the stool that we provide. We need to remove the rainfly poles. 2 hands, hold strong and out. And simply put back inside on top of the bedding. Same for the other side. Fuji's super clear. Out and down, and simply turn the poles to inside the roof tent. From here, we want to use our bungee cord, lifting it up to the center of the roof tent, and we have our rope that we simply pull down as we slowly close the roof tent. Now, I usually like to stop here because what we need to do is a bit of a karate chop to make sure everything is inside the tent. And from here, checking your sides that everything's inside, we can close our tent, latch on and down, second latch on and down. You cannot stand or sit on top of the roof tent. It's not strong enough to take the weight. Coming down, we can simply remove our ladder, starting from the bottom, bringing it in and lifting it off. To compact the ladder, simply push the latches in and it will fall down. Putting the latch on and back, safe and sound, into the ladder bag. And the stowage is simply next to the fridge, pushing it all the way in. From here, let's move on to operating the 270-degree awning system. An important thing to note before using the awning is a bit of a safety check. If you're experiencing medium or greater winds, it's best not to use the awning. It can be dangerous for you and it can also be harmful to the vehicle. With conditions like today, it's hard to go wrong. We want to find the 2 zips, opening one to its full open position and the second all the way to its full open position. Don't stop here, don't stop here, don't stop here, all the way to the end. Next, we simply open the awning bag. Remember, if you're shorter than me, we have the step stool so you can easily reach things. Avoid climbing all over the car. Here we'll find 2 Velcro straps, 1 and 2, and the awning will roll down, and on the end, we want to find this clip. From here, using the clip, we simply walk around the vehicle all the way to the same side as where we had our ladder, and clipping it onto the safety eyelet and taking out the tension, and just like that, the awning set up. It takes less than 20 seconds. Some operational hints and tips. Remember, with the roof tent open, your ladder's located on the driver's side, and that's where you go up and down. Again, in medium or stronger winds, it's best not to operate the awning. You cannot climb on the awning, you cannot do your morning pull-ups on the awning, and please refrain from lighting a big fire under the awning. Inside the trunk, we had the control panel for the outside camp lights, so you can illuminate your perfect camping atmosphere. To return the awning to its original location, it's essentially the same process in reverse. So starting from the clip, we take off the tension, undo the clip, and we simply walk around the vehicle all the way in. And here we will lift open the awning bag. Now sometimes the straps can get lost behind. We need to find the Velcro straps, 1 and 2. From here, we want to roll the awning as tight as possible. I like to do 1 big fold and then roll as tight as you can go. Finally, using the Velcro straps, 1 and 2. And from here, finally, just using the zip to close the awning. While closing, you might need to give a little help or a massage to get the zips to go all the way to the very end. And there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, a demonstration and walkthrough of our 110 County Pack Defender. As with all of our vehicles, we hope that you have a safe and pleasant journey with us. Take your time, it's a learning experience, enjoy the challenge. We look forward to seeing some of you soon.